Attukwei, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. I have a basic understanding of how you create your art. So I guess the best place for me to start is in your own words, for the lay person. Just describe it for me.
Well, my work is actually very conceptual, but also it's very visible. And I work with these plastic jerry cans, which has a very historical migration background because it's used for transporting cooking oil from the West to Africa, because oil is a need, so obviously we need that. But then we use them to store water, which has become a very unhealthy situation and unhealthy problem for us. And as an artist, I'm interested, how do I explore that concept of migrating or navigating that object back to the West, which change form and value of it, because this plastic is causing a lot of environmental hazards because there is no proper recycling structures back in Ghana. And for me, it's available material that I can explore for a long time. But after research based on the objects, I realized that it's very symbolic in our life as Africans. It represents the struggle of our time, which is the water scarcity and environmental issues. So I'm interested in exploring, applying the artistic process to value and change the function of the object, which end up to be a sculptural installation that it focus more on also migration of objects from one continent to another, and also my family history of migration. So there are various elements that depicts my work as an artist, and also community has become a major part of my work because they are sort of like collaborators, because and so I'm interested in social advocacy as well in my practice. I mean, the inspiration started from childhood, understanding what it takes to deal with these objects, because when I was a kid, I had to carry this like a long stretch to collect water for the family, and women, especially women, go through these difficulties, trying to provide water for the family, so it became a problem because it symbolized a problem. Anytime you see yellow gallon or yellow plastic jerry cans, it tells you about water struggle and all that, so I think that is the beginning of the inspiration, and also the research background of that and what it means to us as an African, and originally it came from the West, so I came up with this word or this name, Afrogallonism, which is essentially the meaning or the research of how this has become part of us, but it's not, because they were imported.
Right.
And Afro is a colonial word attached to African migrants. And because this has become very symbolic in our life, we have claimed that as Africans, but through my process and through my artistic expression, it's migrated back to the West, where Africa benefit from that transaction, because the process creates a lot of job within the community, and the value chain of that object is becoming very high, and it's fetching a lot of money for the youth back in Ghana.
Okay.
Well, I grew up in La, on the coast. It's a
Nice
suburb.
place.
It's a suburb of Accra, and my dad is an artist and my uncles, so I was born in an artist family.
Right.
But for me, I wasn't really interested because I see my dad and my uncle paint, and for me it wasn't enough. I was interested in electronics, because I kind of question myself how these components function, and because we don't manufacture or we don't produce or we don't invent such electronics, I am always curious because they come to Ghana like used or broken, and Ghana become a dump site. So I'm interested, how do I explore those materials to make very functional and very useful in our life as a kid. And so I intend studying electronics instead of art, but because my dad is an artist, he advised that I study art because he is already an artist who is doing well during that time. So I pursued art as a career, and I studied art in Brazil after Ghana, and that was where I started approaching art very differently, to be more conceptual, to be more independent, as well as exploring materialism. So that was the beginning, and I was lucky for me. I used a lot of social media platforms, so my work was recognized abroad even before my country,
Right.
because I was applying for residence, I was applying for free online galleries, sharing images, so I got a lot of articles written about my work long time before my country begin to realize what I do, and that makes me very, very comfortable, because I'm not just I come from Africa, but I'm not just an African artist. I'm an artist who work can be recognized globally, and I'm happy with that. Yeah.